Hi, this is Jennifer Collins. Today we're going to learn about the three types of rocks. All right, let's open up our slideshow. Our sixth grade science standard is to construct an explanation of how to classify rocks by their formation and how rocks change through the geological process of the rock cycle. That is a lot of big words. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down into a goal. So today, when we're finished, you should be able to explain the three types of rocks and how they fit in the rock cycle. Today, we have three vocabulary words: sedimentary, which are rocks that are formed from sediment; metamorphic, which are rocks formed from heat and pressure; igneous, rocks formed from molten lava after it cooled and solidified. All right, so we're going to use Starburst candies for today's lab. We're going to take the Starburst and we're going to cut the Starburst into little small pieces. And this is going to represent sediment. We cut it into little tiny pieces. And so let's imagine one of these pieces of the sediment is at the top of a mountain. And it's going to move because that's what sediment is. It moves from one area to another. So how is it going to move from the top of the hill to the bottom? Well, it could be rain. Maybe the rain moved it, or some wind. So different types of erosion could move it from one part to another. So once it moves and it comes down the hill, it's going to gather with a bunch of sediment. And so take the pieces of Starburst in your hand and squeeze them together and make it one solid. So once you have them all together, a little clump of it, this is sedimentary rock. That's what you've made. So what are some sedimentary rocks around here? So around here, we're going to see, this is limestone and sandstone. And do you see those layers in there? So the layers are the same thing that we just did in our hands. It has a lot, we put pressure on the Starburst and squeezed it together, and that's the same as the layers. All right, so next we're going to talk about metamorphic rock. So metamorphic rock starts as one type of rock, but it's going to change into another rock. And the only way it changes is two things. It has to have heat and pressure. So we're going to take our little bitty sedimentary rock and put it in a plastic bag. We're going to put it in our plastic bag because otherwise it will make our hands sticky. So we're going to put it in a bag. We're going to get the closest book to us. Mine is a book on reptiles. And we're going to put it down on a solid surface and squish it really hard. And when you do that, you're putting the heat and the pressure, and now we have made a metamorphic rock. So what are some examples of metamorphic rock around us? Marble and slate. And marble is used in a lot of statues, and slate used to be used as chalkboard. Now, sometimes we use it around our swimming pool or just outside to make our house look pretty in the landscaping. All right, our third rock is igneous. And igneous rock comes from molten rock. When we hear the word molten, we think of volcanoes, of course. So that molten rock from the volcano is going to cool down and become a solid. So we're going to take our metamorphic rock. We're going to make sure we asked a parent before we do this, but we're going to take that metamorphic rock and put it in a plate with some wax paper, and we're going to melt it in the microwave for 30 seconds. And when you do that, it's going to melt like this. And when it cools, you have a solid, and you can take your scissors and you can cut it into little tiny pieces. And then what did we make? Of course, we've started back at sedimentary again. We're making sediment if you're able to cut it apart. So the rock cycle itself, it has no beginning and no end. You can go from igneous to sedimentary or sedimentary to metamorphic or back to, you can go back and forth. It has no beginning and no end. Let's go back to our slideshow. So the rock cycle has no beginning or end. Any rock can transform into any other rock by passing through one or more of these processes. And this is what creates the rock cycle. So let's review. Let's do our what, when, and why. So what did we learn? We learned there is how many types of rocks? 3. That's right. Sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous. When do those rocks change? Well, we have to have heat and pressure, or maybe it's molten lava that's going to cool down. Why is it important to know about rocks? Well, we walk on rocks every day. Maybe we go on vacation to see a famous monument, or we go to the Grand Canyon. And many times you will see people that wear different types of rocks, and we decorate with them. So rocks are all around us. So it is important to learn about them. So I would like to know what you have learned today. So if you will go back to the slideshow that was shared with you, right here at the bottom of the picture, you'll see it say, click here for review questions. And that's how you get to your exit slip. So you go ahead and put your name, put your full name for me. And you've got 5 questions. And like number 1, we'll go over that. How many different types of rocks are they? And you just click the one that is correct. And that way I have a little review and just know what you've learned. All right, well, until next time, see you later. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining.